Hello everybody, in today's video I'm going to show you guys how to charge a phone using a pencil. So obviously we're not just going to be using just a pencil, we're actually going to be using a battery. So this is a 12 volt battery, but you can use a car battery as well. This one is used in stuff like gate motors and motorcycle batteries. And to prove that it's got some voltage, well, at least 12 volts, we're just going to hit a test over here quickly. So, alright, so did a test over there and we're getting more or less 13 volts, which is expected. There's going to be a little bit of current drop. So inside of pencils you have a piece of graphite. Now this is a HB or a number 2 pencil. And on it is the graphite in the pencil is electrically conductive. So with my trusty carpenter's knife over here, I'm just going to cut right through it. Just sharpen up the other edge of this. So when you're cutting this, you need to make sure that you have enough space over there to get your wires onto. So you don't really want to have a sharp pencil, but you need to have a nice area for you to clamp onto. So I'm just going to be using these little clamp wire thingies. Clamp that onto one side. So I put my multimeter over here into resistor test mode, or what's this, like O mode. It's going to tell me the amount of resistance that is between these 2 points. Okay, so have a little trouble there with the wires, but yeah, the idea is on the one side we've got it clamped, so on the other side let's try to get a nice connection there, and that's about 56 kilo ohms of resistance that you can expect through this pencil. So now what I want to create is a voltage divider. So what it basically means is if I'm going to put 12 volts through this pencil, then in the middle over here I'm going to get out 6 volts. So let's get out a piece of paper and measure how long this thing is. So of course you can use this as an emergency measure if you're out and about and you don't have anything, and you can maybe cobble together a power supply to charge a phone. So this is around 175 millimeters. And we've got a 12 volt battery over here, so we're going to take 175 divided by 12, and this equals around 14.8. Okay, so now we're going to take this value over here that we've calculated, and we are going to times this by the amount of volts that we want to have for the device. So take that value, times it by, we want to get 5 volts, so times 5. That's about 72.9. Okay, so basically what we're going to do now is we're going to take our pencil and mark off the distance from one side to the other side. So again, just use the carpenter's knife, it's full of stuff now. and we want to have 72, so that's about somewhere here. So if you're out in the bundies and stuff, obviously you might not have a proper knife and you might not have a ruler. So I don't know about you guys, but I usually carry a small knife with me most of the time. And if that fails, then you can just probably use a rock and remove a bit of this wood at the appropriate area. And for measurements, you must always know how big a part of your body is. So for convenience sake, my finger over here, right at the bottom over there, from that side to that side, is about 2 centimeters across. And my thumb as well, from the bottom of my nail, that's where I take the measurement, that is about 2.5 centimeters long, or 1 inch. So that's just more or less. So if you want to measure this pencil out with your fingers, you can go 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and that should be a little bit in the center of this. Right, so yeah, center is more or less there, but yeah, I'm just doing this with a pencil, with a ruler, to see to get the best possible calculation out of this. So now that we've marked our little area that we're going to cut, I'm just going to remove a little bit of material there. This is in the circuitry world, they call this a voltage divider, where you put 2 resistors on each side, and then you can divide the voltage by a certain amount. Another thing that is important is that you need to have conductivity straight through the lead, and it mustn't be broken at any point on the inside, or you might get a couple of sparks. There we go. Let's put this one side. We now have our voltage divider created. So now I'm just going to hook up onto the battery terminals over here. And remember, we want to have the shorter side because that is the 5 volts. You can think of it, that will give us 5 volts, and in the center it would have given us 6 volts, and then the entire thing gives us the full 12 volts. So now one of my leads over here is on the positive, so this is my positive side. So now swapping my multimeter over here to measure volts. Okay, so now we're going to test this pencil over here and see if it actually gives us out the amount of voltage that we want, which is 5 volts. So again, from there to there, we should have 12 volts coming out. Okay, so in the center over there, so we've got more or less 5 volts coming out. That's actually a bit less than 5 volts, that's about 4 volts. So I think the calculations might have been slightly off. Let's just see what the voltage is across. Yeah, the voltage across with load is 11 volts. So that's why we're getting a little weird thing happening over here, but maybe a bit better to have lower voltage than exactly 5 volts. So now how you charge the actual phone is at the back, you pull off your phone, and then you'll see there's a little plus and minus indicating the polarity, and it also will tell you on some phone batteries in any case what the voltage is and then you always go about 2 volts above that to charge it. So this is a lithium ion, 3.8 volts, and we've got about 4 volts coming out of here, so it will be fine to get us charged up for a bit. So now we're just going to connect inside there. That will be our negative terminal. Right at the bottom there, that will be our positive terminal, and then we touch it onto those things over there. Alright, so first of all, this is should be safe because the battery itself has got a charge circuitry inside, but just to err on the side of caution, when you blow something up, don't come cry to me. So positive side, positive. So now we just keep that on there for about 10-12 minutes, and yeah, you should be able to charge. Maybe you're gonna have to set 20 minutes to be able to make a phone call, but 10-15 minutes and you should be able to at least send a message out.